Welcome to Metaphysics. This is truly the place of the woo-woo, we could say. I was trying to think of a better way to say it, but it's the scientific, the spiritual, the physical, the holistic of the woo-woo, metaphysical healing and unleashed potential. So what is metaphysics? Well, it's the profound branch of philosophy that delves into the fundamental nature of reality. It offers incredible insights into the interconnectedness of energy, vibration, and consciousness. These metaphysical concepts hold great significance in the realm of health optimization, where they're believed to have a profound and often overlooked impact on our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. In my opinion, and from my experience, this is the missing piece when it comes to modern health and wellness, and it's an integral part of the big picture. Energy. The concept or energy is the underlying force that permeates all existence. It is recognized as the very essence of life itself. According to metaphysical teachings, our bodies, emotions, thoughts, and the universe as a whole are all composed of energy in varying forms. This concept opens the door to the possibility of harnessing and harmonizing this energy for the purpose of optimizing our health and vitality. Every single thing is energy. There's nothing that is not energy. It is all energy. And when we can understand and understand that beyond the physical, when we go deeper, it's the energetic. And when we go wider, it's the energetic. So really, physical reality is in some ways an illusion. It's the physical manifestation of the energetic realm. And this is very important to note when we can start to see beyond the veil of the physical and start to really connect with the energetic aspects that are beneath, because that's where the true transformation, empowerment, co-creation, that's where the God energy is. It's at the energetic level. Consciousness is the transcendent awareness that defines our reality. It's a multifaceted and expansive concept in metaphysics. Consciousness is not confined to the physical body, but rather extends beyond it, intricately interwoven with the fabric of the universe itself. Expanding our consciousness through practices such as meditation, mindfulness, and altered states of awareness can grant us profound insights into the underlying causes of health imbalances and facilitate deep healing on a holistic and multidimensional level. This is a scale that I like to use. This is adapted from David Hawkins. Let me just move this here. So on the left side, it shows the self-identification, the location where it is energetically, the different vibrations or dimensions, the level of consciousness, and the category. So if we look here at this line at 250, we'll call it hertz or energetic molecules, energetic measurement, this is really the line of neutrality. And at the line of neutrality is neutrality, willingness, and acceptance. I think acceptance is coming back into positive, but this is really where that neutrality line is. But below the line of neutrality is the lower ego self, the rational, linear, or emotional self, and the energetic blueprint or imprint or measurement is between 20 to 400. In between the purgatory or the hell dimensions, in which we could call those either the fourth and third dimensions, are what are the denser emotions, the more painful emotions, the harder emotions, or people call them the negative emotions. Now, I don't like to call them good and bad because that's a bit reductionistic, and it really is just labeling. All emotions, all experiences are what they are. They don't need to be labeled as bad nor good. They're just experiences. However, there are ones that are catabolic, so they break down, and ones that are anabolic, they build. And the lower vibration emotions are willingness, from neutrality, courage, which is an interesting one, pride, anger, desire, fear, grief, apathy, guilt, and shame. When we are operating or feeling or experiencing, living through, acting through these lower vibration emotions, we are in victim or abuser consciousness. It's not a good thing. If we're going to go with good and bad, it's not a good thing. It's destructive. It's painful. It's what most people on this planet are operating from. And yet they can be useful. Like, for instance, anger can actually be really useful to help get people out of shame, guilt, or apathy. It can help to catapult people higher into courage or neutrality, or even acceptance. Sometimes it's really hard to move from shame, guilt, and apathy right away to oneness or presence. And so we actually have to, and we can use different emotions to catapult us upwards. And anger is kind of a cool one because it can be like a slingshot. And it's at least more active than shame. Shame is really dense, really heavy, very much inwardly collapsed upon itself, where anger is at least a energy of movement. Pride is a negative emotion. So that's a kind of an interesting one when we look out at the global landscape right now. When we are looking at consciousness and we're looking at raising our vibration or raising our frequency or elevating the energetic blueprint of our bodies and our realities, it would be ideal to be in the paradise and the heaven states, where we're tapping into higher self, planetary, galactic, universal, causal, supercausal, and absolute self, up into the enlightenment state. Now, I don't know if we can live on this planet and be enlightened truly. I think we can tap into that, and we can certainly seek to achieve and experience those realms. Now, to be truly enlightened, maybe we may end up leaving the planet, or maybe that's what's happened when we leave the planet, when our souls ascend. I'm not, I have my philosophies and theories on that. However, it's hard to test. Let's just say that. But when we start to look up at these higher vibrations, which really is in that middle space is self-empowerment, and then the higher essence is self-realization, this is where we're moving into light, wisdom, inner love, oneness, presence, non-duality, awareness, the great void, divine grace, and love union, supra-causal truth, and full consciousness. This is where disease cannot exist. This is where bliss and love and truth is. And so when we use a tool like this, and there are other models, this you could look up, called the map of consciousness. It's actually a bit more complex, but I like this one as simple. We really want to be out of victim abuser consciousness and in empowerment and ideally self-realization consciousness. Imagine what it would be if you were operating from a place of inner love and oneness and presence. All of the illness that we experience has roots in the victim abuser consciousness on an energetic level. Even foods are connected to these different vibrations. And so what we're moving into in our consciousness state is this realm of new humanity consciousness, or heaven on earth consciousness, or the new earth consciousness. And I want you to hold this in mind when you start to feel and get triggered into these lower vibration emotions. There's no guilt or shame in being triggered into them or feeling them, but we do want to have an awareness of it. We want to realize, like, oh, I'm feeling anger right now. Not I am angry. We don't want to identify with it, but we want to say, oh, I'm noticing anger. Or even better, oh, I'm noticing heat in my chest and clenching of my jaw and this buzzing inside of me. Okay, how can I allow myself to feel that? What's the message inside? How can I flip that? How can I flip the message? And what I'm going to share is a tool called CTFAR, and it's circumstance, trigger, feeling, action result and how we can flip that. And this is going to be an emotional alchemy tool on how to alchemize and transcend through the lower vibrations up into the higher vibrations. And this is going to be a tool that, when implemented and practiced, all of a sudden you start to notice that a lot of your symptoms just go away, like digestive issues, hormone imbalance, mood disorders, thyroid dysfunction. When we can remove these lower vibrations and the underlying subconscious beliefs and programs, the body is freed up from that energy that has been stored in it, and the body comes back into homeostasis or balance. So does the mind, because they are one and not separate. So this is a really cool tool that I wanted you to see as a framework. And then I'm going to share more about the practice. So while metaphysical concepts may not yet be fully supported by empirical evidence or by the medical community, certainly, or even general population, they think, metaphysics, woo-woo, spiritual nonsense. But again, that's very disconnected from nature and from our truth. Many spiritual practitioners and seekers of holistic health view them as invaluable tools for optimizing health and well-being. I think it's absolutely the most important tool that we can use is understanding the spiritual, which really for me is like the energetic of our higher self coming through into physical form, being regulated by our limbic system or our brain. That is the main control center. And when we embrace these metaphysical concepts with an open heart and an open mind, we do the conducting of personal research and seeking guidance from knowledgeable practitioners or community or people that are in the same space. It can very much empower you to make informed choices on your journey towards this embodiment of optimum and holistic health and vitality. The role of metaphysics is to give a holistic understanding that we are more than just a meat suit. This is the biggest thing, is that we're not just the physical reality. We are the interconnected with the entire universe, and metaphysics helps to bring an understanding of that greater connection. The role of metaphysics can also be used in energy management, how the body, the emotions, thoughts, and reality are created, are projected, are utilized. So important to realize that when everything is energy, the thoughts that you think create the feelings that you have, which then manifest themselves into the words that you speak, the actions that you take, the behavior, the identity that's created, which then projects itself onto the reality that you experience. We become realized in our true selves. We break free from victim consciousness, because we learn that we are truly the co-creators of our own reality. When we can manage our vibration and manage our energy, and not just manage, but master, we truly do become the masters of our reality. And so metaphysics is playing with that energy, that vibration. Through our personal vibration, we attract. Because when we are vibrating at an energy, even more than just attracting that energy, we actually, through resonance, stimulate our reality with similar vibrations and frequencies. So it's almost like we're a tuning fork that, or a note on a guitar, that anything that's in the field, we are going to stimulate at a similar vibration and thus attract. So when there are people, and you may know some people like that everything is negative and everybody's an asshole and everything sucks, and that's their experience, and that really happens. Negative things happen to them. They get in fights regularly, they have road rage, things happen, they get unexpected bad news, everything kind of falls apart. Well, that's a reflection of them. It truly is. They're not to blame. It's not a blame game, but it's just an energetic game. Just like when people are very lucky, they're just a lucky person and everything good happens to them and they win things and things just always turn to work out. Well, that's because that's the vibration they're holding, and thus they're stimulating that within their reality and thus attracting more of that. The thoughts that we think and the way that we feel and the energy that we resonate at, it sends out the signal, it stimulates in the reality and thus attracts. So we really do co-create consciously and subconsciously on an energetic level. When we can utilize and understand more of this, this can be the greatest tool for consciousness expansion and quantum healing. When you can tap into the fact that you are an energetic being, you co-create with reality. This is where you can literally tap into the timeline of the greater you, the higher self you, what you're looking to create, achieve, experience. And through this, through the visualization, through the energy management practices, through feeling it, through being it on an energetic level and in the quantum, we literally pull it through. So this is a practice, just like the higher self meditation, where you can literally tap in your mind or in your energy to the version of you that already has what it is that you want, that already feels what it is that you want, that's already creating and doing and being all those things. And it has to feel that you don't, it's not that you want it, it's that you have it. So say that means that you're looking to have a very healthy body and to feel amazing and look amazing. You have to visualize yourself already there, already having it, already feeling it. What does that mean for you? What does that look for you? Who's around you? What are you doing? Why is that important? You get to feel that and think that and taste it and be it. And it's like you're literally going up into the quantum realm of all potential, and you're pulling that potential through and creating that timeline. So this is something that you can practice, you can play with. And again, back to the book Mind Control and to the meditation, this is something that with practice and regularity, you can actually expand your consciousness and expand your experience of reality and quantum healing and experience amazing transformations just by playing with this energetic field. Now, metaphysics also helps with the mind, body, spirit integration. It's that missing piece that links everything and honors the interconnectedness. And it really helps to bring harmonization and balance to all aspects of your life, your body, your mind, and your reality, as well as your relationships and what you do in the world. So some real talk. We are not just a flesh suit. We are not just randomly on earth. We are not separate from source or God or consciousness. We are an extension of the divine. We are connected to it all. And remember that everything is everything. Metaphysical healing embraces the belief that there are subtle metaphysical energies that flow through us, and that imbalances or blockages in these energies can manifest as ailments in our physical, emotional, or spiritual being. Through the gentle and sacred practices of metaphysical healing, we can tap into the divine wisdom within ourselves and restore the delicate balance of our energetic systems. These practices work on a soul level, addressing the underlying energetic imprints that may be contributing to our discomfort or dis-ease. So some metaphysical practices are energy healing, polarity work, chakra balancing, aura cleansing, body code, somatic sequencing, EFT, NLP, mindset, coding shifts, psychedelic medicine, manifestation techniques. There are various things that work for this. I'll also add German New Medicine, which is part metaphysical, but also a bit of a new paradigm. Not a bit of, it is the new paradigm of medicine and healing, I believe. However, there are different techniques such as these, or practices such as these, that can assist to balance out the energy field of masculine and feminine, of inner outer, of the chakras, our different energy centers, working with the meridians. Psychedelic medicine is something that I don't know if I could say recommend legally. However, they have been extremely impactful in my life. And working with manifestation techniques is something that I do all the time. I'm consciously co-creating. So let's dive into these a little bit more. Energy healing is a holistic approach to wellness that recognizes the existence of subtle energy systems within and around the body. It's based on the belief that imbalances or blockages in these energy systems can impact physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual health. And energy healing techniques may include various modalities such as Reiki, acupuncture, Qigong, pranic healing, and others, which aim to restore the flow and balance of energy in the body. Energy healers work with the concept of universal life force energy, or chi, which is believed to be present in all living beings and can be channeled to facilitate healing. Now, what I want to say about this is that I love these techniques. I feel that they can be helpful. It's like a little energetic detox or bath or realignment. I do like acupuncture. I think it can help to move the energies. Qigong, pranic healing, these are wonderful tools. Yet, what I will say about all of these techniques is that if you're doing these energy techniques, but you're not working on the subconscious mind and you're not changing any aspect of your lifestyle, they can only get you so far. It's kind of like brooming your house, but if you still have a bunch of clutter everywhere and leaks and infestations, sweeping can help, but it's not going to really heal the root of the issue. That being said, they are good practices and really great frameworks and great just tools to reconnect to yourself. Yeah, like yoga, but for the soul. Chakra balancing, sacred practice rooted in ancient spiritual traditions that recognizes the 7 main energy centers in the body known as chakras, which influence our physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, and can be balanced and harmonized through techniques such as meditation, energy healing, color or sound therapy, nutrition, and visualization. By restoring optimal energy flow and alignment amongst the chakras, this promotes overall well-being on multiple levels of existence. This framework holds profound potential when supporting holistic health and spiritual growth when approached with compassion, reverence, and an open heart. So when we talk about Ayurveda or traditional Chinese medicine and chakras, they often go very well together because they're from the same ancient roots. Why I like this is because it brings in the elements again, and we can understand why we're out of balance. So say for myself, if there are times where I'm traveling a lot, I have no routine, no schedule, I'm just in the air all over the place, and I'm not grounded, I'm not rooted, I don't have routines, I'm all over, my energy and my root center, my groundedness, the earth energy will completely be out of balance, and I'll have way too much air and space. What this does is it often make me bloat or have more anxiety or be really spacey, not be able to focus as much, not feel as good. It will exacerbate some lower thyroid issues or lower blood sugar issues, even just not in balance. My hormones are a little out of whack because I'm lacking that grounding, that root chakra. So when I know this, I can work on this and I can use this as a framework. For the solar plexus chakra, it's the energy of creativity. This is literally where we birth. For women, it's our womb center. For men, it's connected with the gonads. And this is life-giving. This is where we create life from. It's also where we birth new businesses, new ideas. It's our creativity center. It can also be blocked or overthrown. Our solar plexus is our will center. It's our power. It's our sense of self. It's where we achieve from and accomplish from. It's that median level of the body. It's where the true power is held. And those 3 lower ones are also connected to the hormone system, the gut, lower back issues, pelvic issues, anything with female hormones, endometriosis, infertility. It's often due to an imbalance in those energies. Higher up, we have the heart chakra, everything to do with love, with passion, with our deeper emotions, everything to do with the heart. Then we have the throat chakra, which is to do with speaking our truth. That's where our thyroid and our thymus gland are. It's our main endocrine system, our hormone balancing. When we are not speaking our truth, when we are not sharing our voice, sharing our message, it can severely throw off the body. And this is something that we see with metabolic issues, hormone imbalance, throat cancer, asthma, lung challenges, COVID, fear, grief is all held in the lungs. So that's that throat chakra, which is very much connected to the pelvic floor. They're all connected, but this is a really important one that we're seeing a lot of closings and a lot of issues currently. Then we have the crown the third eye chakra and the crown chakra. The third eye is seeing beyond the eyes. Everything that I shared about in my vision program, it's about seeing beyond the veil, being able to truly see through the illusion. It's connected with dream space, with intuition. And our crown chakra is our connection to the divine. It's being connected to the God space, to consciousness, it's ideation, and it's the connection to our higher self. Sometimes psychic challenges or psychic attacks or being brainwashed or controlled is due to imbalances in these two chakras. Okay, aura cleansing. This is a spiritual practice that focuses on clearing and purifying the subtle energy field surrounding the body. Our energy field in our aura goes out far beyond us. Some people say 1 meter, some people say 6 meters, but just to know it's your energy field that surrounds you. Which is known as the aura. This contains information about an individual's physical, emotional, and spiritual state, and is influenced by various factors such as stress, negative emotions, environmental toxins, foods, people, and energetic imbalances. Techniques, again, such as meditation, energy healing, smudging with sacred herbs like Palo Santo or sage or frankincense, visualization, and other spiritual practices can help. This is typically approached with reverence and intention and respect for the individual's unique spiritual path and beliefs. Somatic sequencing. This is a mindful and holistic approach to movement and embodiment. It involves intentional sequencing of movements and postures. This is cultivating deep body awareness, mindful presence, and self-compassion, drawing from disciplines such as yoga, dance, bodywork, and somatic psychology. It can be used for various purposes, such as physical fitness, stress reduction, emotional regulation, trauma healing, and personal growth. And it honors the individuality of each person's experience and encourages self-empowerment, self-responsibility, and self-compassion. There's a really great book on this called The Body Keeps the Score. And oh my goodness, I can't remember the name of the author, but I do have it. Anyway, I'll link it for you. But this book is amazing to show just how energy is trapped in the body and how we need to sequence them and how movements and somatics can be a really beautiful healing tool. NLP and mindset work. This is one of my favorites. I'm very much in the realm of the mental world. And working with NLP or neuro-linguistic programming works with the mind-body identity reality connection and is based on the belief that our subjective experience of reality is shaped by our mental processes, language patterns, and behavioral patterns, and that we can change our experience by changing these patterns. NLP techniques may include visualization, anchoring, reframing, modeling, and other tools that aim to reprogram the mind and enhance self-awareness, self-regulation, and self-empowerment. My favorite NLP technique is taking a situation that is and flipping it or transforming it into what you want it to be. So one of those examples is, say you're struggling with some kind of health issue, say you have digestive issues or hormone imbalance, or you feel overweight. Well, what you can do is you can actually, and you can do this with me, you want to see the picture in your mind of what it is that you're working with. Maybe it's a lack of money, maybe whatever it is, whatever situation that you don't like or that you don't want, that you're trying to transform. You bring that up in your mind in big. You make a big picture. You just notice that if you're seeing yourself, say with digestive issues, you notice yourself. The picture you're looking at, is it a picture or is it a movie? Is it small or is it big? Is it in color or is it in black and white? What's happening? How does it feel? What are you doing? Maybe you notice yourself at a barbecue after you ate, your stomach hurts, you're feeling bloated, you're not feeling good. Okay, whatever it is, visualize that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take whatever it is and you're going to make it into a picture that's like the size of a picture in your mind. And you're going to make it black and white in your mind. You're going to make it black and white and you're going to pause it. So it's a picture now. It's black and white. You're going to make it smaller. You're going to take out any sound, any feelings. And now it's just a picture that you're looking at that's completely neutral. What you're going to do with that picture in your mind is you're going to make it smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until it's so small. And you're going to drag that picture to the bottom left corner of your memory, of your mind. And then when it's so tiny little small in the bottom left corner, you're going to just take a pin, and maybe it's like a clown pin or something funny. Not if clowns scare you, but it's something funny looking, like a little doggy face or something, or a little poop pin. And you're going to stick a pin in it. And once you stick a pin in it, you're going to then let your mind bring up a very vivid motion picture of the version of you that you are creating. So maybe that's a very big picture of you at a barbecue, eating whatever you want, feeling amazing, and then going for a walk and feeling great and fitting in your skinny jeans that feel awesome, and your body feels amazing. You have great digestions. An hour later, you go for a poop and your body's working so well. You feel great. Your skin's clear. You have energy. It's big. You want to see this in big, in color, with the sounds and the feelings, and you're in it. You're living it. Okay, then what you want to do is you want to smile, and you want to anchor this feeling in, this picture in. You could even press in the middle of your belly just to anchor it in, so that you're creating like a button or an anchor point that anytime you press this, you see this big vision. And you want to do this back and forth, maybe 3 times, 2 to 3 times, where, okay, after you have that, then you go back to the digestive picture. It's black and white. You see it, you make it smaller, you make it smaller, you take all feeling out, all sound, you make it smaller, you put a little pin. Once you put the pin, poof, the big picture of you feeling amazing, you in your dream life, you feel it, you're living it. You can do that 2 or 3 times. And just that, it's going to really replace the old reality with this new one that you get to start to step into. So that's just one technique that I really like with NLP. And there's so many that I could create an entire course on NLP. But with something else I'll say actually is with the neuro-linguistic programming, yes, it's about pictures and there's anchors and whatnot. But the thing that I find the most important is the stories that we say, especially around our identity. Like, I have anemia, or I'm anemic, or I'm a cancer patient, or I have hyperthyroidism, or like my thyroid just doesn't work well, or I'm fat, or I just have a slow metabolism. All of these stories are actually codes that we're programming into our brain, right? This big brain here. And when we do that, it sends the signals down through the nervous system, and every single cell in the body is listening. So one of the simplest and the best things is to go back to those stories and to really work on the beliefs at the deepest level and the stories that you're telling yourself. You know, when you go to eat the food, if you say, oh, this is bad for me, I shouldn't be eating this. Well, what are you going to program in? Digestive issues. Whenever you try on your clothes, you say, oh, I'm so fat, I'm disgusting. Look at this. Well, what are you going to program? I'm fat, I'm disgusting. Inflammation, your body's going to respond. So you really want to use the visualization, the thoughts, the feelings, the stories to your benefit. Psychedelic medicine. Therapeutic practice that uses the intentional use of psychedelics for therapeutic purposes. Some examples are psilocybin from magic mushrooms, MDMA, LSD, and DMT. I'm also going to add in ayahuasca, which DMT is the active molecule. I can add in 5-MeAO from toad medicine, also add in combo. There are different, peyote, San Pedro, there's many different psychedelics. I could create a whole program on that as well. But psychedelic therapy typically involves a trained facilitator. I do recommend that. Unless you're extremely versed in psychedelics, I do recommend having a facilitator with you, guiding an individual or group through a carefully designed journey that includes the use of psychedelics. And psychedelics are the psychoactive molecules in plants or synthetically created in the case of MDMA and LSD. But they are designed to facilitate an opening of consciousness. They can facilitate deep healing, insights, and transformation by unlocking source, the subconscious mind, emotional processing, and facilitating therapeutic breakthroughs with a strong emphasis on setting an intention. So with extensive psychedelic use, spanning back to when I think I started at 15 years old. Set and setting an intention are key. I do not recommend anybody taking any psychedelics in the wrong set or setting and with the wrong people. You can definitely have very dangerous, bad experiences that can get really dark and can create some lasting effects that can take weeks, months, or even years. You can even totally break your consciousness if you massively overdose and have a really bad trip, or you don't know the quality of the medicine that you're working with, or you're not being supported. So I think psychedelics are incredible. I think they're amazing healing tools. However, you need to be extremely smart with them. There's a lot of research online on psychedelics that can teach you what quality, how to take them, the dosage, the set and setting. So I'm not going to go too deep into that. However, you do want to make sure that where you are safe, that the setting is right. You know, it's not the right time to take magic mushrooms your first time when you're out at a soiree and everybody's drinking. The energy is very different between alcohol and psychedelics. You also want to make sure that you're in a place where you have access to water and fresh food if you're hungry, and a shelter, a place to sleep if you need to. Really, you want to make sure that you're doing this in a sacred way, and ideally with shamans or facilitators that can help you. Oh, I've had incredible experiences with all of these. I've worked extensively with many different plant medicines. Magic mushrooms and the psilocybin probably saved my life and awoke me to the reality of this planet. Helped me move beyond the veil of illusion, helped really wake me up to the connection with the planet. MDMA is an amazing heart opener. Now, what I'll also say to that is there are some negative effects of MDMA. It is a synthetic chemical. So this is debatable for some people if there is a therapeutic use or if it's a drug. The way I see it is the difference between a medicine and a poison is the dose and the intention. I do think MDMA has its use. It can be a very fun experience. It can be very sensual, very connecting, very heart opening. So you can actually have amazing breakthroughs with MDMA. However, there is a toll that it can take on the body and the mind and your jaw as well. So you do want to be making sure that you're stacking your supplements beforehand. You're getting enough vitamin C, you're taking magnesium, as well as afterwards, you're extremely hydrated. You do not want to dehydrate when you're working with any of these. The LSD, you can have the greatest transformation with LSD. You can completely open your mind, see through the veil. However, too much is not a good thing either. And you want to make sure that you're dosing properly and you're getting it, you're working with the right set and setting. Again, I'll say DMT, either from pure DMT, from toad medicine, from ayahuasca. This is something that for me has been the most transformative thing I've ever done in my life, is working with ayahuasca many times now. And while I don't think it's for everyone, especially not if you're on any SSRIs or even St. John's wort or some medications that can have negative effects in combination. Or if you're not really somebody who wants to open up the veil of consciousness and dive deep, or and face some of the demons, or face some of your fears and some of the more esoteric things in life, maybe it's not for you. However, if you are ready to do the deepest work of your life, and there's some things that you've been working on that you just can't seem to get into and work through, this can be a massive deep dive into the subconscious and into the healing space. Again, I could make hundreds of hours of videos on psychedelics alone. Maybe we could have a more private conversation about that, or I'll do another deep dive if there's some request for that. Yeah, I'll leave that at that for now. Okay, manifestation. This is a concept in metaphysical healing that involves intentionally creating desired outcomes in your life based on the principle that our thoughts and our intentions shape our reality, and that by aligning our thoughts and energy with our desired outcomes, we bring them into manifestation. The process of manifestation often involves clarifying your desires, setting clear and positive intentions, and cultivating a positive mindset and energy to attract and manifest those desires. It's important to approach manifestation with a positive mindset, patience, and a willingness to take inspired action towards one's desire. I don't believe that manifestation is just you sit and you want and then it comes. I actually think that the energy of wanting pushes things further away. And by doing absolutely nothing, I don't really think that much is going to happen for you. So I believe in both the masculine and feminine dynamics, energetics working together with manifestation, or womanifestation, as I like to call it sometimes, just to be cheesy like that. So what I mean by that is the feminine side is working with the pleasure of feeling like you already have it. It's the visualization, it's the feeling it in the body, it's letting the body resonate at the energy of already having it. That sends a signal to the universe. The mental side, the masculine side, is, well, making a plan. And maybe this is just the way I've done it, but I've never just sat around dreaming of something and then it's happened. I've actively gone out. So I make a plan. If I know the outcome, I reverse engineer it and I plan the process. So structure and consistency and planning and having action, aligned action, walking towards the things that you are manifesting towards you. I feel like that's a huge aspect that's missing in manifestation. Okay, manifestation is the art of aligning your thoughts, emotions, and energy with the desired outcome. And what I'll say to this is there's a bit of an error in the languaging around manifestation, because desire is actually negative. It's actually in scarcity. If you desire something, it means you don't have it. So it's good to realize what you desire. Okay, so I desire this. But when you go into manifestation, you cannot use the energy of desire. You have to use the energy of gratitude. Gratitude that it is already yours. This is the way that you attract. Desire of I want this actually feels like I don't have this, and you'll attract more of that. So when you're manifesting, yes, you can get clear on the desired outcome, but then manifest with the gratitude. And this is allowing you to co-create your reality with the universe. Moving beyond the physical into the energetic and the quantum will accelerate the ability for you to co-create what it is that you know is yours. Some next steps in metaphysical healing is understand energy healing's true potential, create your own rituals, set clear intentions for your energy healing, practice relaxation to quiet the mind. And that can be even just 7 minutes a day, first thing in the morning, just clearing the mind, doing a gratitude practice, and then visualizing what it is that you are manifesting, letting your body feel it, resonate it. You can even get up and do some tapping, do a little bit of Qigong energy flow, work with the subtle energies, give gratitude again. And that could be a very simple practice. And then moving into some lymphatic drainage and a little bit of movement, get some water in, just, to bring the holistic perspective. You want to be open and receptive to the healing process, right? Remembering that things can happen quick. Not everything has to take time. You can have a miraculous healing tonight. You can attract your soulmate tomorrow. You can literally have an inheritance fall into your lap that you were not expecting from somebody you might not even know today. Is that probable? Maybe not, but is it possible? Yeah, absolutely. So you want to be open to these things, and then reflect on experiences and observe shifts in your well-being. You want to optimize your space. You want to be mindful of EMFs, electromagnetic fields. This definitely plays a part in our energetic fields. The Wi-Fi, the blue light, the fluorescence, all of the electronics around you. It would be wonderful to have more spaces without electronics, but especially where you're meditating or where you're sleeping, it's best. And it's so funny that we don't have this in North America, because everywhere else in the world, on outlets, everywhere else in the world, there's a little switch on all of your outlets that you can turn it off. And so most people at night turn off their switches. We don't have that in North America, which is kind of crazy, but unplug your electronics at night, and I know it sounds annoying, like unplug, I'm not going to unplug and replug. It takes 2 seconds. Just unplug them, because when things are plugged in, even if they're off, they're sending out electricity. You don't want to be having electricity and it just spewing through your house. It does affect with our energetic bodies. If you do have a lot of electricity and Wi-Fi and electronics, like we all do, go outside regularly. Get your feet on nature so that you can ground. The negative ions are pushed into the body through the earth in the bottom of your feet, and the earth pulls out all of the excess positive ions or just dysregulated energy. And you want to feel into what's calling you with these energetic practices, or feel into what's calling you in reality. Feel into what your heart is saying, what your soul is speaking through you, and make time for that. And then something that you can do is work with a qualified practitioner. This is something that I definitely recommend. Playing with maybe acupuncture or breath work, meditation. If you're feeling called to psychedelics, definitely do it. However, huge disclaimer, make sure you get amazing referrals. Do not find some random shaman that's just, plays music from Spotify and holds space in their backyard. And do not do that. You need to be working with qualified practitioners or qualified shamans that are working in integrity with these plant medicines. And you want to make sure that you're interviewing the people that are holding space for you, whether it's myself or other practitioners, shamans. You want to make sure that they're the right fit for you and that they're the real deal. There's a lot of scam artists out there, unfortunately, and we're seeing it even more and more within the spiritual, metaphysical, and shamanic space. And you just need to have discernment and be careful, because when you're opening up your energy field, not to scare you, but there is a lot that can happen, and you are vulnerable when you're open like that. So you want to make sure you work with people that are super in integrity and that you really trust. Some resources. There is B. Vanderkolk. I knew there's a van in it. So The Body Keeps a Score. You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. The Energy Codes by Dr. Sue Morter. The Biology of Belief by Dr. Bruce Lipton. All of the books by Dr. Joe Dispenza. And then from Anodia Judith, Eastern Body, Western Mind, and Wheels of Life. And I know this is a lot. So go in, read the back of these books, and pick the one that most resonates with you. I do recommend reading all of them at some point in your life. But we only have a limited time. So pick the one that jumps out to you most. Integration is to keep an open mind to this. Feel into what you're being drawn to. Dive a little deeper, go play, go experiment, explore the various modalities, seek out a professional in your area, maybe that can support you or help you with breath work, help you with meditation, maybe even do Reiki energy if that's something that you resonate with. Now, practice awareness of your energy, noticing the subtle ways you feel, noticing the energy of foods, the energy of people, noticing what affects you, how you feel after being on the computer or the phone a lot. Just notice, start to be more aware of your energy and be in the mastery of this. Use the map of consciousness. Use that David Hawkins inverse triangle about the different emotions and the energetics and the frequency, and start to master these concepts. All right, I'm excited for you. See you in the next one.